All week, we have brought you stories meant to help you become smarter news consumers. It's all part of our News Literacy Week. This week, ABC 27's Brian Jackson teamed up with local students for a first-hand look at what it means to be a journalist.
We teamed up with students at Leon High to raise awareness on an issue that's impacting families all over the Big Bend, which is hunger in our communities and the amount of students right here impacted by it each and every day.
When you think of hunger, you probably think of images like these. That's not always the case. It could be that student in your class or that person on your athletic team. It's an issue that's now impacting more families in the Big Bend than ever before.
Since the beginning of COVID-19, we've seen a huge increase in the number of people in our community who are food insecure.
Monique Van Pelt is the CEO of the Second Harvest of the Big Bend. According to the Second Harvest, 1 in 5 people in the Big Bend are struggling with hunger. 150,000 people are considered food insecure, meaning there's a lack of enough nutritious food that's available to them, an issue that 16,000 students face in Leon County. The food insecurity issue stretches far beyond Tallahassee. Second Harvest of the Big Bend says 31,000 children experience hunger day to day. Right now, 50% of people at their weekly food distributions have never needed this help before. It's a new reality that can be embarrassing for students.
There's a huge component of shame for children who receive charitable food. That's the program that allows schools to send children home with a backpack full of, or essentially a bag full of food that they can put into their backpack and take home with them so that they have nutritious food to eat throughout the weekend.
Superintendent Hannah says another way to make a difference and take away some of that shame: students helping students.
Leon students and students in general are just so generous when they know to help, to lend a helping hand, and to make food contributions to Second Harvest, and then those can get out to people in our community that desperately need, those resources that right now are doing without, especially now.
The reporter you just heard from was Leon High senior Chambers Miller, and she had help putting this story together with junior Peyton Gallant. Now, they are both joining us now via Zoom. So part of this project was you guys got the opportunity to see how journalists work each day to tell a story. So Chambers, what did you learn about some of the work it takes going into being a journalist?
I think what I learned most from this project was just how media journalism works. And when we're talking about TV journalism and news, at Leon, we do a print newspaper every month, so it's a hard copy. And then we have a website that we publish stories on, but we don't do the whole recording interviews, and we don't ever video people. So it's been really interesting and neat to see the way that you guys work in the field and actually have to put these clips together to go on TV and to record interviews live and then to find the sound bites that work. It's just really different than our process, so that was cool.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot that goes into telling one single story. Now, Peyton, what was the most surprising thing for you when you started learning a little bit more about the hunger situation here in the Big Bend?
So the most surprising thing that I learned when we started researching, food insecurity in Leon County and the Big Bend was just how severe the issue was, especially here in Leon County, and learning that so many children go home and they don't know if they're going to have a meal. That personally for me was shocking because I would have never guessed how many people that truly impacts.
Now, last question for both of you. What do you hope that people will take away from your story? Now, Peyton, we'll start back up with you.
I hope people just take away, that they are now aware and knowledgeable of the issue, and that then we can all make a better effort to help those in need. And that if it's, donating food or, making a monetary donation or even just a donation of your time to help them, distribute food, whatever we can do to pitch in and help those, I think is most important.
I think it's really easy to kind of distance yourself from this issue if it's not something that you're experiencing or seeing somebody experience on a daily basis. So I hope that my peers specifically really understand that this problem is in our own backyard. It's in the student sitting next to you in your English class, and it's up to all of us to help solve it. And I also, on the other side of that, want people to acknowledge all the work that's going into solving this, the collaboration between Second Harvest and Leon County Schools and all these other organizations in the community that are working every day to solve food insecurity. It's a fight that, like Peyton said, we all should try to take part in, volunteering, time, money, however you can, and just continuing to be aware and try to help others.
And absolutely, thank you to both of you guys for all of your hard work on this project. And to learn a little bit more about this story, just visit our website at WTXL.tv. And to help the Second Harvest, you can make donations right now at fightinghunger.org.